gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of The Draw Step. Today, let me tell you, I am filming this on April Fool's Day, but this is no joke. This deck, it's a little off the wall. It's a little strange. It's very unconventional. This deck, as you've seen in the description, 97 basic lands. That's it. There's only 3 cards, and one of them is your commander. So what makes this deck so good? Well, what makes this deck so good, I'm glad you asked, is the fact that as soon as your commander hits the battlefield, that's it. You've won the game. So all of those basic lands you got, those are just to fuel your deck and to get it going. Now, are you going to win every single game with this? No. But you'll probably win at least one game. At least the very first game you ever try playing this against your friend group or at your local game store, you will probably win that game, and then that's it. But hey, it's fun to do it just for that. Now, let's get into it. Who is the commander we're using for this 97 land deck? Our commander is Maelstrom Wanderer, and quite the stat line on this boy. 8 mana to cast. So that is going to be a bit of a problem. You're going to be sitting wide open for 8 turns. Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow. I understand. I hear what you're saying in the comments. Nobody is going to keep me alive for 8 turns. But, that's where the true gameplay comes in. Before we even get into anything else about this deck. The most important rule with this deck is to be good at politicking. You are going to have to do some of the best bluffing of your life when you go to play this deck. You're going to have to be like, oh man, I can't afford any of my creatures, I'm not getting any good stuff, I am just playing lands, I'm not the threat, that person over there who's built up a giant board state, they're the threat. This is the kind of deck that almost prays for a sorcery speed board wipe. This is the sort of deck that thrives on convincing your opponents that you're just a harmless guy just trying to build up until you actually get your commander out, and then suddenly you're like, oh yeah, I've actually won the game. This is it. So, again, do this carefully, do this strategically, and you will win a game until your opponents understand what you're trying to do. But anyway, 8 mana, blue, red, green. It's a 7/5, so it is a rather big boy. And it says creatures you control have haste, and then cascade. So if you're not familiar with cascade, it's when you cast a spell, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card that costs less. You may cast it without paying its mana cost, put the exile cards on the bottom of your library in a random order, then do it again. So with that double cascade, that is where our other 2 cards come into play. The entire rest of the deck is just basic land cards to get us to that 8 mana, and then once we have hit that 8 mana, that's when we'll be able to bring out our commander and cascade into our game-winning combo. Now, I will say you probably could go with non-basic lands. There are a couple different lands out there that may help you ramp faster. So if that's a path you want to go, you are more than welcome to do that. My thought is just for the lulz, just throw in those basic lands. Just do nothing but basic lands. You're probably cooked either way, realistically. If you can't politic your way out of this, you're probably not looking too good. But if you can, you're golden. So you don't even need anything fancy. So just your basic lands. The cascade ability isn't going to get triggered by those. So it'll just pull our two combo pieces. Thank you. The first one, and I can't actually find my copy. I have one somewhere in my collection of cards, but I could not find it at the time. So we're just going to pretend this is going to be my stand-in for it. But our wonderful editor will put the real version right here. Now, the first combo piece, Kiki-Jikki. Kiki-Jikki Mirror Breaker. It is a 5-mana legendary goblin shaman. So again, your commander just specifies that it has to be under its mana value, which is 8. So 5, cool, we get to cast it, no problem. But it's a 2/2 with haste, and you can tap it, create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary creature you control. This token has haste, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. I'm gonna be real with you, there's a lot of busted things you can do with Kiki-Jikki. There's quite a few different ways you can go with this, making combo decks. Really, you could build a full deck and just have a bunch of combo pieces in it, and still use Maelstrom Wanderer. The problem is that it won't work quite as effectively. You're not guaranteed to cascade into the combo pieces. You could be hitting other random things. You could hit a frickin', I don't know, Wayfarer's Bauble or something like that, and you're like, well, crap. So, is this the strongest build of this deck? Not necessarily, but it's the only one that guarantees you're going to hit your combo pieces when your commander comes out. So Kiki-Jikki is our first one, and then our second combo piece, and the third and final piece of the deck, is Zealous Conscripts. Is that how you pronounce it? Zealous Conscripts. I think that's right. Anyway, it also is 5 mana. It is a non-legendary creature because Kiki-Jikki does specify that. It's a 3/3 with haste, and it says when this creature enters, gain control of target permanent until end of turn. Untap that permanent, it gains haste until end of turn. So it doesn't specify that it has to be a creature that isn't yours. It just says gain control and untap it. So what you're going to do is when these are on, you cast your commander, you will cascade into both of these, into Kiki-Jikki and Zealous Conscripts. You will get them onto the battlefield. Then you will you will tap Kiki-Jikki and target Zealous Conscripts. Wow, I don't know why this one is so hard for me. The hardest part of this video, honestly, is just trying to say this name. Zealous Conscripts. And from there, that is going to create a token of the Zealous Conscripts. It's going to target Kiki-Jikki, which will untap it. You're then going to tap Kiki-Jikki again, make another copy of Zealous Conscripts, and do that over and over and over again until you have an infinite amount of Zealous Conscripts on the battlefield. All of them have haste, which, I mean, your commander was giving them haste anyway, so that part doesn't matter as much, but they will have haste. So then once you have built up a board of, I don't know, say 5,000 3/3s, you are just going to swing at all of your opponents and take them out with damage. So short of some instant removal, and really, again, the only piece they could remove would be Kiki-Jikki, that if they did that, that would be a bit of a problem. But in most cases, especially if you're able to do this once your opponents are tapped out or you're strategic with it, that will come down. You'll be able to pull out your combo, create infinite tokens, swing on your opponents, they're done for. It's that simple. Easy peasy. As long as you can get 8 mana without getting killed beforehand. So, you know, bit of a gamble. But again, that is why politicking comes in so importantly. You got to find somebody else on the board and be like, hey man, I'm not a threat. I am going to cascade, I'm going to do some stuff, but 8 turns from now, that's so far away. That's so far gone. I would not bring this to a competitive tournament. You're going to lose. Most competitive gameplay, people are winning by like turn 2, you know? So turn 8 win, not the strongest, but for the lulz, incredible. This deck is unmatched. I am curious to hear though if if you have like Kiki-Jiki combos or how you would put this together. And if you want me to actually build a full deck, with a normal amount of lands and cards based around Maelstrom Wanderer, I can do it. But again, I think that this is the most fun, at least once, way to play this deck. So that being said, if you like this video, make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.